It's great to be chatting with you, Noah. How are you today?
I'm very well. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And congratulations with your busy career and everything that's been happening.
Thank
I
you.
was, I would love to start with The Last of Us. I was curious if you were a fan of the games and or, the first season of the show before signing on to season two.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not a gamer, so I wasn't familiar with the games, but I
Yeah.
was definitely a big fan of the first season. Yeah, so it was very exciting to then get an invitation for the second one.
I was curious what the, no spoilers, of course, but what it was like working. I'm a huge fan of Bella, going back to Game of Thrones, of course.
Bella is so lovely, so grounded, so down to earth for someone who has had such massive success at such a young age. I'm not sure how they do it, but they're very, very cool and chill and welcoming. The whole cast was incredibly welcoming and supportive. It was just like a really positive working environment.
Well, that's great. Yeah. Yeah, and I can't wait to see your episodes, of course. Is there anything, leading up to season two that you are particularly excited for fans to see, just in general, from what you know about the journey that these characters go on with the second installment?
Yeah, honestly, there's a lot that I'm excited to see. Everything is obviously very lock and key with this show, and so there's actually so much that I don't know. So I'm really excited to just watch the second season as a viewer myself. Sort of with the added bonus of now, seeing all my friends doing amazing work on the show also. But I think just the scale of this season, if you were impressed by the scale of the first season, prepare to be doubly impressed by the scale of the season. It's pretty incredible. 201 starts us off um, with, a real sort of kick, a jump into the action, a lot of violence, a lot of intrigue, as the show does so well. And I think it leaves you a little hungry for, I hope, a little bit of context into knowing a bit more about Kat's character and about what their relationship was and why it's kind of uncomfortable now and where that's going to go. So I think it leaves you with some interesting questions.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. Yeah, that's great. I'm was already excited and now, it's amplified. So that's great. And then of course, Ginny and Georgia's coming up season three. I was curious if you were a fan of that series before joining for this third
Yeah, I,
installment coming up.
I had watched it actually. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And I understand it's premiering in June.
Right, yeah, June 5th.
Yeah, that's great. Is there anything you can sort of preview about that experience? Your character, is it pronounced Triss?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So Tris is one of the cool kids. I'm a skateboarder. I spend a lot of time, at the smoking weed at the skate park. But Tris is also a peer tutor. So I think it we have an interesting balance of, very studious but also pretty chill. And this is another show where people are always just really going through it. Like there's
Right.
not many chill moments on Ginny and Georgia. And so I think it's fun to play a character that brings a sort of groundedness and a settledness that I think inspires some of the other characters to like chill out a little bit.
Well, that's good. Yes. And I was going to ask, do you think there's something about this upcoming third season in particular that sort of distinguishes itself from the first two seasons? If you had to
I
say.
mean, I think it's really all of the, sort of drama and intrigue and cliffhangers of the previous seasons that you've really gotten used to with Ginny and Georgia. But There are some new like real left turns and big surprises, I think, that will even still when you're expecting cliffhangers, I think it'll still kind of have you on the edge of your seat.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Yeah, it's yeah, so congratulations on that, of course. And I was doing a little digging online. It looks like you're keeping busy with a couple other projects on the horizon. Is there one in particular besides what we've discussed that you'd like to share about?
I mean, my sort of next big project is I'm working on getting one of my own scripts produced. So we're sort
Okay.
of in the early stages of that. So yeah, that's what's on the horizon for me right now.
Awesome. Are you able to share anything more about that, or is that I
Um,
don't want to
Probably
jinx it.
not too much, but I would say stay tuned. Yeah.
Yeah, of
Thank
course, of course. Well, good luck with that. I That's very
you.
exciting.
Thanks so much.
And I also wanted to ask, I recently saw Nicolas Cage's one of his new movies comes out this week, a Western called Gunslingers, and I thought of you because I know you were in Dream Scenario, which is one of my favorites of his. I'm
Yeah.
a huge fan of his as well. I was curious if you had any, Nick Cage stories or memories from being on set of that movie. Anything you can recall
Yeah.
that sort of stuck with you, anything like
You
that.
actually.
Yeah.
Um, Also, I'm very into Westerns, so I'm looking forward to that as well.
Oh, cool. There you go.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, he's incredible to watch. You really realize like, oh, this is a movie star, and this is someone who's like working at the very top of their game. He was, word perfect, pitch perfect, every single take. It was really impressive to watch. But there's a moment, if you've seen the film, that the students are all kind of in a gym, and he's walking into the gym like step by step, and we're sort of like emotionally preparing ourselves to engage with him. And he's got like a bald cap and a kind of like fake belly, and he's looking really sort of nervous and pathetic. And I really had this moment of being like, oh buddy, like, oh, this is really hard for you. This real moment of feeling really deeply empathetic and kind of bad for Nick Cage. And it was a funny moment. I was like, oh, this is not an emotion that I ever like anticipated feeling in real life, is like seeing Nicolas Cage in a room and being like, oh, buddy, things are going really hard for you, aren't they? Like it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a funny thing to experience.
Yeah, of course. I remember that moment and I felt similar things watching him, like this poor guy. And
Yeah, he does such a good job of just, kind of being pathetic and downtrodden, and he really makes you feel sorry for him. Yeah.
yeah, he nails it.
Yeah,
And yeah,
incredible.
it was great seeing you in that as well. And I can't wait to see you in these other projects and good luck with that script of yours. That's very
Yeah, thank
exciting.
you. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. It was great chatting with you, and I hope we can do this again down the line.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too.